Okay, perfect. I'm pretty sure my camera's in here. I'm not sure. I'm like 90% sure. All right, so ADC tier list from easiest to play to hardest to play. Keep in mind, this does not translate to who is good and who is bad. This is simply a tier list from easy to hard. Okay, so S being easiest, D being hardest. All right, a Fellows, offer it D. Right, Fellows is a really complicated champion. A lot of stats you got to keep in track. You got to manage your guns, the ammo of your guns, the positioning of your turrets, and a well placed ulti with the correct guns. Right, so Fellows is really hard just off of the fact that he comes with a lot of equipment that takes a lot of micromanaging in order to play the champion correctly and do really good. All right, Ash. Uh, Very easy, very simple. W is a slow. Q is an auto reset and more attack speed. E gives you vision. R stuns people. Doesn't get any simpler than that. This is like basic ADC. That's why she's 450 blue essence because she's just that easy to play. There are no nuances that come with Ash. It's a very straightforward champion. Caitlyn, I'm gonna put a little bit in the tier list below Ash because trap placement is really important. Caitlyn's that don't know how to use their traps after supports use their CC. Caitlyn's that don't know how to E over walls or just good overall trap placement, E angles, right? So the champion is simple, the kit is simple, right? But the nuances and the small micro plays that you can do with Caitlyn give her a little bit more depth that can make her harder, but she's still an easy, like a fairly easy ADC. Cassiopeia, B, right? Uh, Cass is mage. Cass is really fast. But if you can't kite, can't press, if you have arthritis, right? If you can't press E a billion times, this champion becomes harder, right? Got to time your R correctly. People have to be facing you. Good W placement. She has bad mana problems, hence why she goes tier. If you're not last hitting minions with E and you're not landing Qs, you're going to find yourself in a very rough spot. Um, her movement speed scales. Uh, so early on, she's quite punishable jungle wise, right? All right, Draven C. Not as hard as a Fellows, still really hard. His Q, like recall on the axes, make him very predictable as to where he's going to be, which means you're very vulnerable to skill shots. You have to juggle axes correctly, right? So on top of that, you're going to be blowing mana out the ass, pressing W after you catch axes, right? His kit's very simple. Champion's really hard because you have to juggle axes. If you can't juggle axes at a high attack speed cap, um, Draven becomes really hard to play. Ezreal, somewhere around Caitlyn. Not super hard. Kit's very simple. Q poke. W makes your next auto and or Q and or ability do more damage. And then your E is your flash or whatever. I think I'm like 90% sure that's the skill order. Okay, and then his R is global, right? Super simple, not super hard. The more abilities you land, the faster your teleport comes back up. So just make sure you land your abilities. Fairly easy champion. Jin, also a dummy easy ADC. Okay, not hard to pick up. You don't have to worry about having massive attack speed because Jin has an attack speed cap. And he only has 4 shots, right? So your Q, once it kills something, it does more damage on the next bounce, and that stacks. Your W snares after someone is hit with an auto attack and or an ability, and then your E is a mine. Okay, the only thing that's hard about Jin, I would say, is the mind. Right, he has two skill shots: his W and his R. Okay, champion is quite simple. Just land your shots. All right, and always use your fourth auto attack to try and poke the enemy ADC or support, because that thing is nuts. That thing hurts. Okay. All right, Jinx. I'm gonna put it in front of Caitlyn. Why? Because people assume that because her kit is simple, that the champion is not that hard to play. Um, Jinx passive, now that it stacks, makes it really hard to manage how far out and how far in you're going as Jinx. Most people don't even expect the um, most people don't expect the amount of movement speed that she gets, so they end up overextending, or they end up leaving the fight too early, or going too far away from where the action is in total. But other than that, her kit is quite simple. It's just the mobility part that makes her like harder than Jin or Ash, right? Kaisa A. Um, Kaisa has a lot of versatility. Two different builds, AP and AD. Um, a bad placed ulti puts you in a terrible spot. Instant blow up, right? Um, Eing inefficiently, also blown up, right? Somebody puts their hands on you. You have one get out of jail free card, which is your ult, and that's it. Don't have that, you're cooked. So, Kai'Sa's a solid just mid ADC in terms of being hard. Callista, maybe in front of Draven, right? Callista is different in the way that when you auto attack, you get a leap, right? So her mobility isn't necessarily normal kiting, and for some people, it feels very clunky. Um, the more movement speed you have, the further she jumps, the faster she jumps, but it still feels clunky. For some people, it's very smooth. Some people aren't used to it. It can be very disorienting. Um, Being able to micromanage where your support is so that you can ult correctly, and it's up to them to ult correctly, also makes playing this ADC a tad bit harder, because unless you're duoed, that ADC can get a little funky, right? Her W gives vision. Her Q, she throws a spear, and her E, she detonates the amount of spears. Now, is there a way to tell when someone is going to die to Callista spears? No, there isn't. But when you feel like you've pumped them full of enough spears, just press your E. Okay? Just try and keep track of the amount of damage that it does. There's going to be a number on enemy champions that let you know how many spears you've pumped into them, and then you're just going to have to do the mental math to figure out whether or not that kills based off of their armor and so forth, so forth. Right? But Callista is hard just off of the jump factor. The jumping is weird. It's hard to get into, and then if you're not playing it often, you're not really gonna like get it. I wouldn't play Darius 5 days out of the week and then randomly pick up Callista the next two. It just wouldn't correlate. Your muscle memory would be shot to fuck. It would be so bad. All right, Karthus, mages are included in here because mages are good, and mages are considered ADCs for whatever reason, because they just do what ADCs do, but kind of better. I'm not gonna lie. But Karthus isn't easy. I don't want to get a lot of flack for this. A lot of people are gonna be like, "Oh my god, that's so easy. Karthus is super easy." Well, you got to think about it in the sense of like somebody who's just out, like just now starting ADC, right? Karthus is extremely squishy, right? Karthus is extremely immobile. Okay, if you don't know how to play Karthus, you're going to int. You're going to die 12 times, and you're going to say, well, I still have my R key, and that may be true, but dying 12 times is kind of fucking crazy, my guy. Okay, so Karthus for new players, very hard to play, right? Let's say like they have some sort of hard engage. Karthus is fucked, right? Nautilus, Alistar, Leona, Braum, right? Rel, all of these people that are really good right now, absolutely slap on Karthus. There is not a single thing you'd be able to do about it. They would run you down so hard, especially since ADCs do more damage early than mages. But mages have the upper hand off of first item. Mages get really strong off their first item. Um, so it lies there, right? Karthus is hard to play. He's more immobile than Cassiopeia, and he would struggle really hard against the people that are really good right now, like IE Rakan and etc. I don't even know why Kindred's here. Let's just go ahead and slap her into the D tier list because she just shouldn't even be here. I don't even know why she's here. I don't know why she's on this tier list. I wouldn't play Kindred ADC. Please don't ever play Kindred ADC, and let's just keep it that way. MF, easy, bumfuck easy champion. This champion is so insane, so good. Your double up, which is your Q, right? If you kill a minion with it, that shit a whole 90-degree angle to prioritize a champion, and it does a lot of damage. It does a lot of damage. You can play MF in multiple ways. You can play MF as crit. You can play MF as lethality, right? It's insane. The champion is insane. Okay, the kit is very very simple. Your E is a AOE slow. Your Q does more damage if the target is killed by said Q, and your W gives you movement speed. And then your R is that 6 waves of absolute disgustingness that melts the enemy team. The only thing that's really hard about MF is putting in a good ulti, right? Knowing when or when you can't be canceled, whether you're in vision, and whether or not it's going to hit most of the enemy team. If you're solo inting, you're kind of trolling unless it's like a free kill. But if it's not a free kill, please don't solo ult. All right, Neela. Neela's actually really good. I like Neela a lot. But Neela isn't the easiest champion on Earth. You got dashes. You have an auto attack blocker slash dodger. And she's actually a melee champion until you land your Q. You land your Q, you become a ranged ADC. You become a normal person. But if you don't land Q, you're not a normal person, and things get a little tricky. So if you're good at landing skill shots, Neela's pretty good. She's only got one of them, but that one is the most important, right? So, land your Qs, have a great time. Neela is mid in terms of being difficult, not super difficult, quite straightforward actually. Senna is more of a support now, so I'm not gonna throw her up there because if you're playing Senna ADC, you're trolling because they changed her and you shouldn't do that anymore. Swain, what I gotta say, easier than MF for sure. Swain, godlike ADC now, godlike mid laner. Ultimate is infinite, can recast multiple times. I mean, if you're going Rylai's or Cosmic Drive or Ghost, you're on top of people. People are getting cooked. It is what it is. This champion is insane. Okay, Swain is really easy, really easy to pick up. Super straightforward kit, and his kit is strong. Okay, they buffed him, they keep buffing him, and then I think they nerfed him, and then they buffed him again. Okay, so Swain's really really good. If you want to pick up Swain to try and learn, you absolutely should. You'd have a great time. Champion is super easy. Syndra, probably easier than Cassiopeia. You've got a stun. You have scaling, right? Once you hit a certain amount of stacks, um, you get free AP. Your ultimate executes. You get 2 charges on your Q. Uh, Pretty sure your E does true damage or some shit like that, or it stuns for longer or something. Um, the only thing that's hard is for newer players, managing abilities, managing your mana, right? Your resources as mage, your resources are the most important thing that you have. If you're not managing that, it can get difficult. But I wouldn't say that Syndra is like the easiest person to play. Mages are just really strong at first item, and that's why they're on this tier list. Does not mean they're easy. Some of them are easy, but not all of them. All right, Tom Kench. Now, if you're playing Tom Kench ADC and you're doing like Swain support or something, it's quite good, right? If you're doing fasting Senna or whatever, it's quite good. Okay, Tom Kench with mages as his support, not bad. Okay, Tom Kench, super easy, super strong. Champion just got nerfed again. All of his items also just got nerfed. Um, because he's just fucking good. Champion's really good. You don't have really much to have to say about it. He's not hard to play. It's quite easy. Talia D, very hard to play. Right? You got to manage the circles on the ground. You got to be able to land skill shots, and you got to get those angles on that rock push correct. Otherwise, you're cooked. Right? That ability does a lot of damage. The rocks on the ground do a lot of damage, but if they don't have any dashes, you're not going to proc it. And if you're not landing your rock push, you're definitely not procking it. Only reason Talia's down here as hard is because you have to manage the circles on the ground that you place from using your Q, right? And that can be a little bit too much for earlier on players. Tristana, very simple, super simple. Her range scales. Her bomb absolutely shits on towers. And her Q gives her more attack speed. I don't know what else you can want. Tristana is quite easy person to play. I will put her as easier than yeah. I'll put her here. And your W resets on kills. The jumping. Your R is a free push away. I don't know why there are two sentences here. But yeah, Tristana, super simple, super easy, fun to play. Twisted Fate, also an easy champion. Just lock your gold card. That's literally it. You lock gold card, it's fine. Should you play him in ADC? Probably not. They kind of nerfed it, and he's just not as fun and or as easy as the other ADCs. So I don't see why anybody would do it. You know, Twitch, very easy. The glider himself, the man, the myth, the legend. Rat IRL's main. This champion is really good and really simple. Your Q makes you invisible, it gives you attack speed. Your W slows, it stacks your passive. Your E explodes your passive. And your R give you extra range and damage. Okay? Very good. Champion is super simple, super easy to pick up, and he's doing great right now. So, yeah, I would, yeah, honestly, I would put him here, and yeah, I'll move Swain up there too. Varus, A. He's got a lot of skill shots. All of his abilities are skill shots. You get attack speed for killing minions. But if you're missing your abilities, this champion sucks. So if you can't land skill shots, don't play Varus. Okay, stay away from that guy. It's the equivalent of playing Xerath, but in ADC. All right, Vayne. Hard. I would put Vayne around here, right? Her kit is simple, but she gets blown up really fast, and she's almost always in melee range, right? The champion doesn't have much range. You gotta be up close and personal for the most part. Um, Kit's super simple, but playing Vayne is hard just based off of the spacing in and of itself. It's not easy. All right, Veigar. Veigar is stupid easy. This one is it's not hard at all. You kill minions with your Q, you hit champions with your Q and abilities, you get AP. Simple as that. Easy peasy. You got a cage, you get to walk away, you got an R that one shots the enemy ADC at about 20 minutes in. Okay? You can play Veigar tank, you can play Veigar mage. You do whatever the fuck you want on Vagar. As long as you build a Rabadons, yeah, you're cooking. All right, Vex. I don't know why she's on this tier list. I'm also gonna put her in B with the rest of the other mages because her kit is very, very simple. No, well, no, her kit is stupid simple. I'll put her above TF for sure. Vex's kit is super simple. How she functions in bot lane, I don't know because I have not seen a Vex ADC ever. But I would imagine that it's not that hard. It's very simple. A champion is super simple. Zaya, I would say a little less harder than Vayne. Left being the hardest and or easiest, onward to the right, by the way, just in case people didn't notice. Zaya is a good champion, an even better champion if she's played with Rakan. If you don't have Rakan, the champion's not as good. Um, but you got a lot of things you got to manage, right? All of your abilities let you place feathers. Your E recalls the feathers. If 3 of your feathers do not pass through the enemy champion, you're not going to snare them. So if you land 3 feathers on them, you're gonna snare them. And they do crit. They count as like autos, kind of. I'm pretty sure they just count as autos straight up. Um, so because of that, it does make her harder, right? You get a lot of positioning to do. It's kind of like the same as Shen's sword, but you have multiple. So imagine Shen with 5 swords, right? And you have to, all 5 of them have to pass through. You know what I mean? It's hard. There are combos that make it a lot easier, but for the new average player, I don't really see them looking that up immediately. Probably just gonna take this champion in and then play, right? So managing feathers makes it a little hard. Yasuo is a fucking hard ADC. All right, we all get the memes, 0 and 10 power spike. Yasuo is so strong. Ooh, what are we doing? Yasuo is not easy. If you can't play Yasuo and you play him ADC, I guarantee you will be bullied, you will not be able to farm, and the game will become miserable for you. It's not a great experience. I don't really wish it upon anybody. But yes, Yasuo is not an easy person to play in the bot lane. Zuri. Zuri's definitely harder than Vayne. Um, Zuri tickles until she doesn't. That's like the best way to put it. You know what I mean? I love this champion, not because she's Filipino, but because she's just fun, right? If I were to play any ADCs, it would be Zuri, Jin, and Ash and Swain. But like Zuri is fun, very hard, right? Your auto attack is now a skill shot, and then your regular auto attack is now an execute that scales based off of how many skill shots you land, i.e., your auto attacks. And then you have the W over the wall shit. Your ulti landing on people gives you like chain lightning until it's over. Um, yeah, super. The kit is loaded with a lot of nuance. Not super easy to play. Squishier than most. Just really mobile, and mobility is the most broken stat in the game, but it does make it harder to play certain champions if you are too mobile, unless you're playing Garen and or a top laner. All right, Ziggs, super simple. I put Ziggs above MF, right? People standing in waves are easy pickings for Ziggs poke. Ziggs gets to execute towers early with his W. Um, his W also is a safety blanket for him. He's got an escape. His E is a slow, right? He's a skill shot champ, but the skill shots aren't that hard to land. They have large radiuses, and your ult is like halfway across the map. So super simple, not hard. Don't play Scion ADC. We'll just leave that out of there. Hwei, also hard. Dude has 12 abilities. I don't know what to tell you. 12 abilities is hard to manage. Don't want to play a 12 ability champion if you're just starting out to the game. It's a lot of combos. This is the equivalent of playing Ryze in the bot lane, and then thinking it's going to be easy. It's not. It's going to be quite hard. All right. Aurelian Soul. Meh. Kit is simple. Fire breath, flying, slow, and then a stun. Right, in that order is exactly what his abilities do. The only thing that's hard is once people are on top of Aurelian Soul, it is hard to deal with said people on top of Aurelian Soul. So running into engaged supports kind of cucks you, makes it kind of jover, and you're not going to do as much damage as the ADC early until your first item. So it's going to be hard to get stacks. You're not going to be able to trade well. Probably shouldn't play Aurelian Soul. Um, Seraphine. Seraphine mains are going to love me for this, man. This champion is fucking easy. This champion is Sona on crack. The community for this champion is unhinged. Individuals, all cat ladies, no boyfriends, turbo virgins, probably live with their parents, okay? Seraphine is super easy. Seraphine is super easy playing as a mage. Seraphine is super easy playing as a support. This champion is very easy. Have no fear because it's really quite simple. Smolder, also quite easy of a champion. Excuse me. Kit's quite simple, right? Got your Qs, got your pew pews, you got your W that slows, and your E that takes you over walls. Your R heals you and does more damage in the middle. Super easy. Kit's super easy. All you got to do is stack. You stack, you get 225. You have a great time. Okay. Senna, Senna twice. Don't play Senna ADC. Just don't play. I feel like I should make another line just to say, but yeah, please don't play Senna support. All right, that is all. This is your easiest to play to hardest to play. Um, Quite simple. Yeah, if you have questions, feel free to comment and or ask me in the Discord. Thank you very much.